Scene 2, take 1.
Just 1 second.
So Pia, why did you join Snap?
Because of you.
I thought it was because of your amazing boss.
The tech and the creativity part, it just comes perfectly together at Snap.
Snap was answering a lot of the problems that had emerged from that first wave of the internet.
It felt like Snap was in a very transformative part of its life cycle, and the people that I met were incredibly inspiring.
Everybody really believes that we can do this. Like there's commitment, there's energy to push forward.
It's a company and a platform that has such huge positive impact in the world.
The combination of big, hard problems and really wonderful colleagues was attractive to me, and it's proven to be true.
Felt like a pretty big startup when I joined, and I'm excited to be here still today.
Some days it still feels like a
It
pretty
still
big
feels
startup.
like that, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
What does kind, smart, creative mean to you at Snap?
You can't be kind without being smart and creative. So to me, it's the how do you actually get the work done, not just what work are we going to do.
Being able to take your brain and wrap it around issues in whole new ways.
It's about doing everything with empathy, considering the consequences of the decisions and the actions we take as a company, as individuals.
Those values really reflect an integrity that I think this company has, and I think it brings out the best in us as we work on some really difficult issues.
I don't know whether you could share an example of our values in action.
Everybody lives and breathes it, and if it's tough times, if it's easier times, we're all sort of so connected and so helpful to each other.
People are really showing the courage to have the tough conversations that are the right conversations.
It's being able to talk about the thing that's not working in a way that's kind and supportive.
Yeah, and trust that it's coming from a good place.
Trust that it's coming from a good place, yeah.
For somebody who's walking into Snap on their first day as an employee, what would you say they need to do to crush it here?
People at Snap operate without egos and with just pure conviction in trying to solve problems.
Absolutely.
And I think people who kind of come in with that humility will succeed at Snap.
Be ready to collaborate, because the one thing that's really personified here at Snap is the whole idea that there's very few things you can't achieve as long as you're not worried about getting credit for it.
Be flexible, because you walk in and every day is something new.
Ask a lot of questions. Don't assume that just because the most senior person in the room said something that they actually are right, or that your perspective won't help us get to a better answer.
Taking the opportunity to solve big problems from your own initiative, even if it feels like a small thing.
Everything can be in their control.
If you feel like the job that you're doing today is the same as 6 months ago, you need to look for the innovation. You need to look for the different way of doing it.
Like, how do you think about our culture as a differentiator?
One of the things I've heard you and our leadership talk about is just the important role of like the leaders are in service of the broader company,
Right.
our users and others.
Does the leadership sit at the top of a hierarchy or at the bottom of a pyramid? And I think this idea that it's our job to help enable people's success is actually really critical to the way we think about work and, of course, how we think about people's growth. They are part of what make Snap very special. We did it.
We did it.
Woohoo!
I'm sweating like crazy. No,
That was so, I know, I'm like literally.
Makeup, please.
Like my